Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is just lovely. Post-market wrap-up on this Monday, July 27, 2020. So you and me, we're going to have a nice little sit-down, you and me. Let's talk. All right, so stocks higher across the board today. No surprise to you. Watch the video that I did on Friday, my post-market wrap-up. I explained to you that more than likely stocks were going to rally today. Okay, and that did play out to be true. Let me explain this to you real clearly. The entire backdrop here is the promise of more easy money in unlimited amounts. Unlimited amounts. That's the end game. That's the goal. Period. If you do not yet understand the environment you are in, after, let's say, being with me for even a few months, you're never going to get it. This is a global takeover by the Federal Reserve. People, the Federal Reserve Board of Governors deliberately shut down the entire global economy using a pandemic, okay? Kill the money velocity so they can get in here and fulfill their destiny to become the lender and buyer of last resort, which means they own it all, okay? So I've been explaining to all of you for I don't know how long that the Federal Reserve's balance sheets are going to explode. Okay, we haven't seen anything yet. The calls from Congress, the calls from everyone for the Federal Reserve to issue more debt, more stimulus, more checks, buy it all, yield curve control, for which they have been directly involved in since the last meltdown, okay? There's a lot of talk, it's all fake, about yield curve control in the mainstream financial channels. I alluded to this several weeks ago. The Federal Reserve has been rigging the debt market since the meltdown, which means they have to create cash out of thin air, buy the debt, and suppress rates. So when you hear that narrative from whoever is trying to push it, understand that you're being deceived. You are being deceived. Okay, the Federal Reserve has been controlling, rigging the yield curve since, well, for over an entire decade now, okay? And it will not stop. It's going to get monumentally worse. We haven't even scratched the surface yet as to what the Fed is going to do as they finish their final solution. A plan over a century old. The Fed was created for one reason, to eventually be the lender and buyer of last resort, so they own the entire world. That's exactly what they're doing. It's not really about money. Notice the word. It's about control. Look, also, in case you don't know, a free society, which we are quickly moving away from, is the enemy right now of those that seek control. Free thought, free action, and free movement will not be tolerated. Period. The end. I got a little challenge for you, just to show you how this is going. If you were to go to Google and you put in COVID-19 or coronavirus videos, and you see some scientist, some doctor, or some researcher who had put out a video trying to go against the narrative right now, the COVID-19 fear narrative. I mean, professionals, doctors, scientists, researchers, you will see their videos have been taken down. Google will not, who's also part of the military industrial complex here, will not allow you, along with our government, to hear an alternative view. It's all about control, okay? That is why, again, this new system is being put in right under your nose. We watched the merger of corporate America, corporations and this new American government. There's a new dollar about to be unleashed on the American people. 100% fiat, meaning it will not be backed by gold. Why? You should know that already. It's insane. It's about control. 100% fiat, blockchain based. All they really got to do at this point is flip a switch. The action right now with regard to cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin is near 11,000. With gold, with silver, is a direct reflection of what's occurring here with the dollar. And I've explained to you when it started that the Fed was funneling trillions of dollars around the world and allowing central banks around the world to buy assets with dollars. This is the end game. The Federal Reserve is determined to kill the dollar, to kill the dollar in its current form. And again, gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies are responding to this, just like I have explained to you would happen for I don't know how long, okay? So understanding that this is all about control. It's not really about money, okay? Of course, they want to keep people fearful. That's how you control them. Make them afraid of something, and you can control their mind. But it's about a new monetary system that is going to sweep the globe, okay? A new dollar. What they're doing here is burning out the old one right now. They deliberately killed the money velocity. Look, understand what we're talking about here. Okay. The rate at which cash moves through an economy. Right now, being that the global economy was shut down because of a virus that you have a better than a 99% chance of survival. They shut down the entire global economy via the scamdemic pandemic. People, look, this is no secret. This was a deliberate act. Look it up for yourself, okay? They did it on purpose. The Federal Reserve, through this mechanism, they shut down the global economy so they could get in here and finish it. And finish what they started over a century ago. They don't want to wait anymore. Okay, the boiling frog syndrome, they got enough people dumbed down out here who are buying the nonsense, buying the propaganda, buying the fakery without the money velocity, okay? The central banks can do anything they want. Without cash moving, there is a 0 chance of inflation. They had to kill it so they can flood the world with dollars, so they can buy everything. This fulfills their destiny. This has been their destiny since the inception and creation of the Federal Reserve in 1913. Okay, but we're watching it now on an epic scale. Okay, and who's paying the price? You are. Period. But again, like I've explained to you, if you've listened to me, if you've understood how this would play out. Now, I've been on this for over a decade, and you're watching this unfold. Well, you're going, well, this is exactly what Greg said would happen. And it is, right before our eyes. Period, the end. A deliberate act to kill the dollar. And you're watching gold. You're watching silver. You're watching cryptocurrencies reflect the current dollar's demise. Okay? Now, what is this going to do? Goldman Sachs today, the mega bank. Goldman Sachs, okay. Goldman Sachs is explaining, I don't know why you need Goldman Sachs to explain this to you if you follow my blog, that this is very bullish for the stock market and they expect equities to rise. Why? Again, anything that is priced in dollars will go up in purchasing power as the dollar loses purchasing power. So it takes more weaker dollars to buy anything, even the market, even shares of stock. You understand? As the standard of living deteriorates here in the United States, as the dollar bleeds off to death, people's lives, your life, unless you have a lot of Benjamin Franklins laying around, is going to get much, much harder. All of this is by design. None of this at all is by accident. This has all been planned out. It's all been in the works for decades, longer than all of you are alive. I don't care how old you are. That's how long, even my best friend in the world, 96-year-old Edward Hall, Pearl Harbor survivor, going to be 97 soon. I want to tell you something about that real quick. Longer than him. Again, when the Federal Reserve was created, he was born, I think Ed was born in I don't want to say the wrong date, but he's 96 years old. The Federal Reserve was created before him. So again, this is going on. But let me tell you what happened to Ed Hall. This man, out of the goodness of his heart, went out and bought several dozen socks to donate to the Veterans Home out here in Las Vegas by himself. It's not easy for him to get around at his age. He drives there with dozens of socks to donate to the veterans. Well, the administrator comes out and says, Mr. Hall, we cannot accept these from you. And he's like, well, why not? It's the coronavirus. Yeah, you heard right. So Edward Hall, sadly, had to take his socks that he was donating to the Veterans Home and bring them home. That's the state of affairs we are here in the world. I want you to understand that. And what you think you're seeing is about to get much, much, much worse here. It's all a grand culling. The small businesses are gone. 45% of small businesses that advertise on Yelp are gone forever. Okay, but the corporations are stronger than ever. That alone should explain to you that this merger between the new American government and this corporation, what's the definition? Fascism, has managed to kill the competition. Okay, now they're going to kill the dollar, decimate you, destroy your purchasing power, while those of us, I'm one of them, on the right side of this, are going to benefit exponentially. You understand? It's all about understanding the game. If you understand the game, it's their game. They make all the rules. Okay, you can't change it. You can think about it. The people are going to rise up. We're going to do this. That I hear it all the time. Ain't happening. Okay, there's not enough. Okay, you understand the game, their game. You understand the rules, their rules, and you know the grand finale, which we are all aware of. I think if you follow this blog, well, then basically you got it all covered, and everything becomes clear to you. You understand how and why they shut down the global economy over a virus that you have a 99% or better chance of surviving if you get it. They had to shut down the global economy, really? Oh, that's interesting. Think about that. But why? What's the bigger picture? What was this done for? To allow the Federal Reserve to finish what they started over a century ago. Understand? And we are in full swing. Period. The end. I want you to understand that. All you can do is by having an understanding of how this is playing out is prepare yourself. Nothing, and I don't care really, if you think that there's a chance, even 1%, that this is going to change, that all of a sudden we're going back to a gold standard, that they're going to give up control, that they've killed tens of millions of people around the world to achieve, and they will kill tens of millions more. If you think that there is a chance that any of that is going to happen, then you've been sold a lie. Accept what you have and capitalize on it. Understand? You know the game. You know the rules. You know the grand finale. So if you know these things, how can you lose? You can't possibly lose. On a grand scale, again, they own the world. Okay, they own the world. Get used to it. Cry about it. Scream about it. But either you can do nothing, or you can choose to make it work for yourself, your family, the people that you care about. You understand? That's the way it is. This game has been played on all of us via our politicians, all of them. We've been warned many, many times in the past by past presidents how this would play out. It's playing out exactly like that. We were warned about the military-industrial complex people like me out here for over a decade. So it's not like people haven't spoken out. All right? But the fact of the matter is, if you're still on the wrong side of this, right now, after watching this video, and you still believe there's going to be some grand solution that's going to save us all, well then, you are the most lost of them all, and you're in the most trouble of them all. It's really the truth. All right, look, I'm out of here. Please share this video. Get it out there. This guy loves you a lot. See you in the morning.